Hello and welcome to episode 36 of Toonami Preflight. I'm Gil Austin.
I'm Jason DeMarco.
And in honor of Halloween, we are finishing up with our most terrifying moments. We're going to talk about Hamtaro.
Truly terrifying
We're going to talk about our and some of your favorite ghost story movies. We've got a sneak peek at the Toonami comic.
Finally.
After only a month or so wait, we were able to crank out an excellent comic book. And then if you haven't seen it before, or even if you have, we've got all of the original The Intruder for the tail end of the piece for today's episode. So let's get into Hamtaro.
So Hamtaro premiered on Toonami in 2003? 2002, and it premiered in Japan in 1997 and became
It ran for
big.
6 seasons.
Yeah, movies,
Had
video
movies,
games.
video games, a couple OVAs, and
Yeah.
we ran it for about 6 months.
And as I recall, our head of programming at the time, and I can't remember exactly who it was, basically didn't give us a choice. They were just like, we're going to run this because we want to. They were worried, Toonami, I believe they were worried Toonami was skewing older.
Yeah, the focus for Cartoon Network was
younger.
kids 6 to 11, and ours was a little bit more like 9 to 14. So
Yeah.
the
And
idea
they
was
felt
to
we
go
were-
after the 4-year-old
And they
Hamtaro
felt,
fan.
and they felt we were too boy heavy, so of course the answer was to put Hamtaro in because they assumed, rightfully or wrongly, that more female audience members would want to see Hamtaro. They assumed incorrectly.
Turns out nobody wanted
to see Hamtaro.
Hamtaro.
So we had basically no say, and were told, "Here, you're putting this on," and we all were really pretty annoyed by it, as I recall. We just thought it didn't make any sense for Toonami. Not that any of us had anything against the show.
Yeah.
Because the show's actually cute if you're wanting to watch
if you want to watch
little
a
kids,
cute little kid show,
a little kid show about hamsters and their adventures, it's very cute and it's
the
very,
hams go out on
the hams, that's what they're called, and it's very relaxing. But even now, looking back on it, it feels like one of the dumbest programming decisions involving Toonami. Because like even
that's saying something.
Even Woolan Warriors, which was another legendary flop for us, like you could maybe it was terrible, but you could be like,
It was
well,
at least in the
nothing
same ballpark.
genre, yeah, and you could say, well, no one's ever seen anything like this before. Who knows? Maybe it'll take off. Hamtaro's literally, it's quite obvious it's for very young children, and that shouldn't be in a block of action cartoons next to Dragon Ball Z. Like,
I do want to paint a wall in our office with this background
Hamtaro
here because
it's very, like I
soothing.
said, it's very relaxing. I have from the days where we got Hamtaro. The one good thing about it was we got a ton of like swag because Hamtaro was a huge merchandising property back in the day. So I have a Hamtaro tie, like a nice Hamtaro tie that
nice.
I've worn to business meetings.
Did
I
anyone
have-
notice?
No one but me. I mean, I also had a really cute Hamtaro stuffed animal plushie that I gave to my daughter that she loved. Like Hamtaro's great. I like Hamtaro. I just didn't think it belonged to Toonami.
Yeah. So
So
we have a promo illustrating.
We translated our annoyance into a mildly amusing open for the show where even Tom himself is like, what the are we doing here? Is basically the vibe we were trying to get across. So none of those heads of programming work here anymore, so they can't be mad at us for talking shit.
Are we supposed to swear this much?
They were wrong.
Okay.
So let's go ahead and show that original Hamtaro open.
Oh, chicka, 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 when you're in the jam. Remember I'm your ham.
What's going on here?
When you need a man. Oh, cushy, 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 remember I'm your...
Well, they are kind of cute.
What are you shouting your for? Out of the way! Follow me! If I weren't so excited, I'd be confused.
It's
a great soundbite
Even
there.
the quote, if I weren't so excited, I'd be confused. It's
It's like
totally
a
like
potty training song.
Yeah.
As the
it was
intro.
just one of several times we quietly stuck it to our programming people and we didn't agree with their decisions. So yeah, a cute show.
Yeah.
It's it only lasted one season in the U.S., but
It was. I think it was 2, but it was still only like
Not a ton of episodes.
30-something. I guess it
You
was 52.
you could still watch it on Netflix.
There's 296 Hamtaros, so...
Are they all dubbed?
No.
Okay. But yeah, I mean, I'm sure that
I don't think you need the sub is pretty good. You can,
I'm sure. I mean, the dub's clearly inferior. For Hamtaro, I need the original sub so you can get the humor. Humor doesn't translate as well culturally.
yeah, the Alvin and the Chipmunks plug-in is tough too.
But we thought it was an appropriate show to talk about on a spooky day of pre-flight because it terrified the crap out of us putting that
Gather
on.
around the campfire as we tell you a story.
The dark
of
tale of Hamtaro. Look at the blood in the background. That's awesome. So yeah, that's. I mean, there's really not much. What's more to say about Hamtaro? The Hams. They have adventures. They're cute.
There's he's owned by Laura.
Yeah, it's like a little.
There's
It's
some-
like Toy Story, but it's hamsters.
Yeah,
It's like
but there's some wild ones.
yeah. It's like when the humans are away, the hamsters all have crazy mad adventures. And then they come home in time for the human to be like, "Oh, what you been doing all
Just
day?"
been sitting in your little hamster wheel all
Yeah.
day.
Not a Toonami show. Never belonged on Toonami. But an amusing anecdote.
Sure.
So why don't we move on to the main focus of today's episode of Pre-Flight, which is the question we asked: what's your favorite ghost story? Now, people rightfully assumed we meant movies or TV shows.
Yeah.
How do you feel about ghosts in general? Actually, the way to begin this is: do you believe in ghosts?
No, but my wife does. Anytime we go to like some house that's out somewhere, she's like, "Oh yeah, like I had a dream and there was like the little girl who died." I'm like, "That didn't happen. None of that's true."
And do you tell her that?
Yeah.
And what does she say to you?
She says that I'm wrong.
Cool.
She was raised Catholic in the Northeast, which I think typically means you believe in ghosts. If you're raised in the 70s, in that time, my
I don't know, 'cause-
anecdotal experience has been most people feel like that's
I think more.
True.
I certainly think people that were raised in a religion are more likely to believe it. But I know a lot of Southern Baptists, or
Oh yeah, I'm not saying it's
Southerners.
exclusion, but like
I think if you
it's-
had a little bit of religion in your life, you're more open to the idea that there are other forces, and then of course ghosts.
like The
makes
Exorcist
sense.
is my wife Annie's like horrible.
Oh yeah, well that's
Like,
different because that's an exorcism
Right. So
story.
it's
that's
like-
demons still. Let's be real.
so
I mean, like come on, get your together.
the occult.
When I grew up in the Northeast, I was raised as a Catholic, and The Exorcist was the scariest shit ever for me as a kid and all of my friends. That is definitely a Northeastern Catholic thing because when you're raised Catholic, they believe in the devil.
But
and
like
they believe
that
you
same
can get
sort of thing
possessed by
for
the
ghosts,
devil.
like that ghosts possess houses and spirits live in
Places,
places.
yeah.
Like that is
The cold
fun to-
spot.
Yeah, like no, doesn't. Rodents of unusual size. I don't think they exist.
I don't really believe in ghosts either. I do have an overactive imagination, so when I get to a place in my house and something's off, I do. My brain's like, just get out of the room.
I get
but it's less
wiggy.
it's less about ghosts than it is about.
I say that under the lights of a
Sure.
sort of television studio
I
in
think,
broad
yeah.
daylight.
Now you're going to get tracked by a ghost
Yeah.
all night. I do believe maybe there are phenomena we don't understand. I don't know if they're ghosts or multiple dimensions or whatever, but I don't believe in ghosts haunting places.
I believe in the Richard Dreyfuss always style of ghosts, where you come back
Just-
and you
just
help
wants
somebody
to-
and you just
wants to help his ex-wife.
you just
wear his
whisper
cool fighter
people-
jacket. Well, why don't we talk about some of our favorite ghost stories in popular culture, and we can explore these concepts further. So, I'll go first. You want?
Okay. Yes.
So, in choosing mine, I had to go with my number one favorite ghost story, even though we've talked about this movie before. I think we were talking about the trailer, but The Shining, which is one of the greatest ghost stories of all time, concerning the Overlook Hotel, which is haunted by multiple ghosts, a veritable army of ghosts who want
Treasure trove.
the soul of Danny Torrance, who is a young man that is brought to the hotel by his dad, the caretaker, and they basically possess the dad and make him try to kill Danny so that Danny has psychic powers. They want to absorb his powers
He
and
shines.
become more powerful. So, obviously a classic movie. I want to show just one of my favorite scenes that's... I just love the slow, creepy quality of this scene. So this is a scene where Jack Nicholson is the new caretaker, and he meets the ghost of the original caretaker who killed both of his wife and daughters with an axe, named Delbert Grady. And it's just a really cool, like, method of showing something haunted that isn't the classic, like, oh, you know, like, it's just a cooler way to do it. And Jack Nicholson's character is supposed to be drunk, so it's like he doesn't even know he's talking to a ghost, and he slowly figures it out, and it doesn't even bother him because he's drunk and crazy, which I think was a novel approach. So let's check out this scene from The Shining.
Hold this for you there.
Oh,
Use it.
Thank you, sir. Thank you. Now, let's see if we can improve this with a little water, sir.
All right, I'll just set my bourbon and advocat down right there.
Won't keep you a moment, sir.
Fine. What do they call you around here, Jeezy?
Grady, sir. Delbert Grady.
Grady?
Yes, sir.
Delbert Grady.
That's right, sir.
Mr. Grady, haven't I seen you somewhere before?
Why, no, sir. I don't believe so. Aha. It's coming off now, sir.
Mr. Grady, weren't you once the caretaker here?
Why, no, sir. I don't believe so.
You, married man, are you, Mr. Grady?
Yes, sir. I have a wife and 2 daughters, sir.
And, where are they now?
Oh, they're somewhere around. I'm not quite sure at the moment, sir.
Mr. Grady, you were the caretaker here. I recognize you. I saw your picture in the newspapers. You, chopped your wife and daughter up into little bits. And, then you blew your brains out.
That's strange, sir. I don't have any recollection of that at all.
Mr. Grady, you were the caretaker here.
I'm sorry to differ with you, sir. But you are the caretaker. You've always been the caretaker. I should know, sir. I've always been here.
So awesome.
Yeah. So, and then after that scene is where Delbert Grady plants the suggestion that Jack Nicholson should murder his own wife and child. So, always a great creepy ghost story. Of course, I was going to talk about Poltergeist, but we just talked about it the last pre-flight, so enough humping of Poltergeist.
We got to start spreading these out.
Yeah,
more.
so we're gonna dig a little deeper for my next 2 choices now that we've gotten this sort of obvious choice out of the way. So the next one I want to talk about is a Japanese film called Cairo, aka Pulse. It was, I think it came out in 2006, but it was remade in English for American audiences a couple years later, and that version I found vastly inferior. So this movie, Pulse, preceded The Ring and The Grudge. It was one of the initial wave of J-horror that, basically took over for 10 years, and that was sort of the wave of horror for a while. Certainly in Japan and then in the US. But so Pulse it's like 2 parallel storylines about basically people going on the net and finding these weird chat rooms where it's basically a looping image of them looking at the back of their own head into infinity, and then they see a man's face and it says, "Help me." Then these weird doors keep appearing with red outlines on them, and people that go into the doors disappear and never come back, and a bunch of people start killing themselves. And eventually becomes totally apocalyptic, like they start evacuating Tokyo because everyone is just killing themselves and all these red doors are appearing.
That seems troubling.
But it's basically a big metaphor for the net and disconnectedness and modern living and blah, blah, blah. But it's really well done. And it has got some truly terrifying scenes. Not in that it's like, they're not quite as over the top as The Grudge or The Ring with like the creepy character crawling at you like, but they're just ghosts. And it's more that the way this director uses like space and light in a really creepy way, and silence. There's long stretches of just silence. So here's one scene where a character basically finds a ghost that comes after him.
No, thank you.
Yeah, you just leave when you see that happening, folks. So, yeah, but I think it's a great movie. It still holds up as one of the better J-horror titles. And if you are really ready to be freaked the hell out, check it out. I really like it. Not an American-style ghost story. For a more American-style ghost story...
Excellent segue.
My third choice is the unheralded classic Candyman.
You think unheralded?
I mean, it was heralded at the time, but it's not been one that sort of
stood the test of
in
time.
the rear view. People don't talk about Candyman. But Candyman, directed by Bernard Rose.
That's 3 times you've said it.
Directed Immortal Beloved. You have to say it all in a row. And produced by Clive Barker. It was written and directed by Bernard Rose from a short story by Clive Barker. So Clive Barker usually gets the credit, but he actually just produced it. And sort of the story came from him, the original. But Candyman is about a graduate student in Chicago who is doing a thesis on urban legends, and she goes to the famous Cabrini Green housing projects, and there are these rash of kids who have been disappearing and mutilating or getting mutilated, and they keep saying this person, the Candyman, is responsible. She looks into the legend of the Candyman and finds out the Candyman is an ex-slave who became a painter, married a white woman, and then a bunch of racists cut his painting hand off and replaced it with a hook, and then covered him in honey and let bees sting him to death. So it turns out she's trying to convince everybody this is just an urban legend, obviously. The Candyman starts appearing to her and telling her that, I'm not an urban legend, and I need people to believe in me to continue my existence, so I'm going to convince them that I'm real by making it look like I'm going to basically make your life misery until you help me prove that I'm, real. So he starts murdering people and basically framing her for it. So she gets thrown in a mental institution, and he's coming to her all the time. He's kind of possessing her. It's a really shockingly effective thriller, and there's a lot of really great overhead photography that's kind of slow and creepy. There's a lot of good stuff about urban decay and how sort of forgotten people are in places like Cabrini Green. And at the time, it was innovative because they got kind of some flack, but from the NAACP for having a black, villain. And basically, they had to show the script to the NAACP, and they were like, once they read the script, they were like, "Oh yeah, you're fine." They were like, "Why can't a black man be a murderous villain?" Is what they said to the director. So, and then the score is by Philip Glass, and it's one of Philip Glass's best-selling scores. And I think that the score and the way the film is made are sort of above the subject matter when you, like, it's sort of a sordid slasher movie type thing, which I love, but it's made with more of an eye towards making it a real film. So it's a nice tension between sort of more art house filmmaking and then just straight up slasher junk, which I love. So this stars Virginia Madsen as the student, and we have a scene here with him meeting her, Candyman meeting her for the first... Oh yeah, most important thing about Candyman, never do it. You say his name 5 times in the mirror, he will appear. I have never done that, and I never will, but they do it at the beginning of the movie, and you can just see the result. So let's just see what happens when
Terrifying.
you call his name.
Helen.
Yes?
Helen.
Who is that? Who is that?
Helen, I came for you.
Do I know you?
No. But you doubted me.
I'm sorry, I have to go.
No need to leave yet.
But I'm late.
You are not content with the stories, so I was obliged to come. Be my victim. Be my victim. I am the writing on the wall, the whisper in the classroom. Without these things, I am nothing. So now I must shed innocent blood. Come with me.
You messed up, lady. So that's Tony Todd, who plays the Candyman. Originally, this role was offered to Eddie Murphy, and he almost took it. But someone in his entourage was like, "You never lived that down, man, being in a horror movie." And Eddie Murphy, of course, is such a gutless bastard when it comes to stuff like that. He was like, "Yeah, never mind. I'm going to do more comedy." But he would have been a pretty great Candyman, although it might have been weird for people to be scared of him since he's just, at the time, associated with comedy. So anyway...
You just laugh yourself to sleep and then covered in bees.
So a bunch of ghosts, vengeful ghosts, ghosts that want to kill humans and make them their friends. We'll end with this vengeful ghost. Those are some of my favorite ghost stories. And now I think we can throw it to you, Gil.
Yeah, so I don't really believe in ghosts, but I do like ghost stories and ghost movies, and I'm definitely more of the this place is haunted than like this person is coming after me. But let's just play this first sort of clip and set up the rest of the ghost stories.
Oh, okay.
Lonely riverside, wait for me, wait for me. I'll be coming home, wait for me. Whoa.
So, pretty much hands down the best ghost movie.
Clearly, it's in the title, man.
Yeah, it's how can you go wrong? So, anyway, actually, my favorite
Terrifying for different reasons. than normal.
terrifying ghost movie is I don't know what the difference in my head was for The Exorcist versus the Amityville Horror, but the Amityville Horror is the first one up, and this movie scared the pants off me when I was a kid. I didn't see the updated one,
It's terrible.
which
Actually,
there was no real
this
reason.
movie's pretty terrible. But if you're from upstate New York, where I was, this takes place up north, and
yeah, so like this
everyone you knew was like, "No, that was based on real stuff, man."
Yeah, it was like everybody was like, "Yeah, no, my cousin knew a guy."
Yeah, like
who
everybody, because that was a well-known story that whether you believe it's true or not, a well-reported story.
And even everybody making the movie were like, "Yeah, they're totally full of shit," but it's a fun movie.
Yeah,
I didn't realize until I was looking up stuff to see when it came out how much money Josh Brolin made off this movie. That he didn't. He cut
James
his fee.
Brolin, you mean?
Yeah. What did I say?
Josh.
Oh, yeah. He cut his fee to get
take
the
back
back end,
end, yeah.
and they said like in today's money it was like $75 million.
Yeah, he made a shit ton of money.
So nice job. But
Good job, James Brolin.
This is the original trailer for the 1979 The Amityville Horror.
It's the kind of house they don't build anymore. A relic of a time when the world wasn't in such a hurry, when there was still time for a little charm and elegance. It has stood empty for a long while, and at the price, it is a bargain. For a growing young family, it is almost too good to be true.
What do you think?
I love it.
James Brolin, Margot Kidder, Rod Steiger, in the Amityville Horror.
God's peace in this house. Get out. Get out.
Hello?
Hello, Kathy? Father Delaney, there's something very important.
Mommy, I want to go home.
What do you want from us?
What's going on? We have to do something.
I'm coming apart! Oh, Mother of God, I'm coming apart!
28 days after the Lutz family moved into their dream house, they were running for their lives. What happened to them is an experience in terror you will never forget, and you will believe in the Amityville Horror. From the best-selling book that made millions believe in the unbelievable, the Amityville Horror.
That they just run the full credits
Yeah,
of the
just
trailer.
hold on. Just make sure you
The end is just like,
remember
you're going to
everybody.
believe it.
Craft
No, believe.
Services by Sal Tabachnik.
I don't believe it, but it did scare me as a kid, and I
Good horror movie. When the walls start bleeding.
Yeah.
Not good. Not fun
usually a good sign.
to leave. Yeah.
Bitch, there is a ghost in the house. So up next for ghost movies is not a scary ghost movie, but is in fact the Busters of Ghosts.
Oh, nice.
Uh,
Plenty
the
of ghosts and
Ghostbusters.
Ghostbusters, yeah.
So
Are you excited for the new Ghostbusters?
I think excited is probably too strong, but I want to see it.
Yeah.
I'm not like, oh, I can't wait. But
I think it's cool that they're rebooting, not with the old.
I mean, based
old
on
guys.
all of the other Ghostbusters movies that they made,
Yeah.
it certainly can't
be worse than Ghostbusters 2.
Yeah, that it's just.
Yeah.
And then the Ghostbusters cartoon, like anything that's not
Yeah.
this movie
sucks. Yeah, so
I
hopefully
don't-
they'll pull it together.
The
for
people
this.
who are like outraged, I don't
Yeah.
get. Like,
No, I like the
pump
actors.
brakes.
I like the actors that they have for the new Ghostbusters.
Yeah, so I will see it, but you and I will see the I think trailer. I don't remember what I picked for this, but
Cool.
Ghostbusters. Check it out.
Ghosts.
Hello, Ghostbusters.
They're real.
You do?
They're mean.
You have?
They're here. Ghostbusters.
Hey, anybody see a ghost?
They catch the ghost that won't stay dead. They're armed. They're dangerous.
Try to imagine all life as you know it stopping instantaneously and every molecule in your body exploding at the speed of light.
All right, that's bad. Okay. All right, important safety tip. Thanks, Egon.
They're professionals.
Oh, I'm the chairman of the largest paranormal removal company in America. You see it?
They're all that stands between you and the end of the world.
The city is headed for a disaster of biblical proportion. Real wrath of God type stuff. Exactly. Fire and brimstone coming down from the sky. Human sacrifice, dogs and cats living together, mass hysteria. Your girlfriend lives in the corner penthouse of Spook Central.
You want this body?
Is this a trick question? Got your stick? Hold! Beat him up! Smoke it! Make him hard! Ready!
Ghostbusters. Starring Bill Murray, Dan Aykroyd, Sigourney Weaver, Harold Ramis, Rick Moranis. Ghostbusters.
We came, we saw, we kicked it.
Can't say yes. It's the 80s.
The effects don't quite hold up like you would.
They hold
want
up
it
pretty
to.
well. I think some of them don't, but some of them do.
I think I saw that movie. I've seen that movie like 700 times.
I've seen it many, many times. Yeah.
But yeah, so Ghostbusters. What do you want?
Plenty of ghosts.
How about I don't remember the words of the song. Anyway, last ghost story movie for me is The Sixth Sense, which I feel like probably has been long enough to where we could get away without having to talk about the spoilers of the fact that Bruce Willis is in fact
I think it's been plenty long. So
a ghost. But yeah, so this is. There was a longer trailer that I remembered, but I couldn't find it. But this is the trailer that I could find that sort of sets up the whole movie and the last good M. Night Shyamalan movie.
No, the last good M. Night Shyamalan movie was Unbreakable.
All right, that's fair. So yeah, let's play this trailer and then we
Actually,
can
Signs
talk about
wasn't
it.
bad either. Anyway,
That's kind of a stupid idea, but it's a good movie.
You know the accident up there?
Yeah.
Someone got hurt.
They did?
A lady. She broke her neck.
Oh my god, but you can see her?
Yes.
Where is she?
Standing next to my window.
Baby, what are you shaking? Cole, what's wrong?
Did you ever talk to your mom about how things are?
I don't tell her things.
Why not?
Because she doesn't look at me like everybody else, and I don't want her to. I don't want her to know.
Know what?
I see dead people.
they're there.
Sometimes you feel it inside, like you're falling down real fast. You ever feel the prickly things on the back of your neck?
Yes.
That's them. They get mad. It gets cold.
How often do you see them?
All the time. They're everywhere. They want me to do things for them.
I think that they know that you're one of these very rare people who can see them. So you need to help them.
What if they don't want to help?
I don't think that's the way it works.
How do you know for sure?
Is anyone there?
Please make them leave.
I'm working on it.
Haley Joel Osment and his second most famous role after voice of Takashi on IGPX. But yeah, I think that's Unbreakable. It would be the last good in my channel.
I actually
but
don't like The Sixth Sense.
Did you at the time?
Yeah, it was okay. I mean, it's like one of those movies you watch once and you're like, for me, it was one of those movies you watch once and you're like, yeah, clever.
Yeah.
All right, moving on.
I mean,
but like it's so mopey. Like I tried to watch it again and I was just like, that's one of those movies where once you know the twist, the rewatchability is like almost zero because you're like,
yeah, you see dead people.
it's just everybody. It's like everyone. It's the kid moping, Bruce Willis moping, all the damn ghost moping. It's a lot of ghost moping with not like scary, gory stuff. Which is
ghost moping. I think should
ghost
be
mopes. I'm not into ghost mopes.
the name of our next screenplay
Ghost
that we
moping.
shop around. That'll be the topic for episode 122.
Yeah, ghost mopes. Ghost mopes, not so much my deal. But I mean, a very well received movie, a massive hit.
Yeah,
you know. I see dead people
I
for
see dead
years.
people, yeah.
Still make that joke now. So clever twist.
16
too.
years later, yeah.
Are we going to talk about the twist? Because you said you were going to talk about the twist.
Talked about So it's Bruce Willis is in fact
a ghost. That's what happens at the end.
He's helping him.
One of them.
He's been helping him the whole time.
Yeah, but that created M. Night Shyamalan's career, basically. That he's still. Chugging along.
Good for him.
Yeah.
So now let's look at some of your favorite ghost story moments.
Adult Swim top 5 ghost stories. Frighteners, come on. That's just nerds. Like, that's a fun movie, but best ghost story, that's just like, oh, Peter Jackson. Sixth Sense. I see Adult Swim Facebook has a sense of humor as well with Ghost. Ghostbusters and 13 Ghosts is a terrible movie, and that's a bad choice for everyone that made that choice.
It feels like maybe Adult
You're a
Swim
bad
Facebook
person.
fell into the favorite movies with the word ghost in the title, not necessarily
I don't
favorite
know,
ghost
maybe there's some
stories.
people who really think 13 Ghosts is some dope-ass shit, but those people, they don't know much.
All right. And then Toonami Facebook choices.
Ghost stories. Are You Afraid of the Dark, which is a 90s kids show, but 90s kids, I think,
representing
love it.
on the internet.
Nightmare on Elm
forever.
Street, which is one I almost chose, so excellent choice because Freddy
Yeah, Nightmare on
Krueger-
Elm Street and Poltergeist, I think, would, if we
Yeah.
hadn't already talked about them several times,
Yeah.
would have been...
Freddy Krueger
might have edged out Ghost for me, but...
Freddy Krueger, great vengeful ghost, one of my favorites.
Paranorman, a good movie, I wouldn't have
I
come
don't
to
think
mind
of it
as
as
a ghost
story.
movie,
I mean, it's
but
more of it is a supernatural story. So but it's a great movie.
Yeah.
And of course, Poltergeist, not the remake. I'm assuming they meant the original.
Give them
Let's
the benefit of the
give them
doubt.
The benefit of the doubt. Toonami fans know what's up. So great job. Thank you, everybody, for putting in your choices, right or wrong. If you
Are you talking to me now?
Yeah, if you enjoyed that, we will be putting up a question of the week for every week for Toonami Pre-Flight on our Facebook page, facebook.com/Toonami, where you can go ahead and tell us what your favorite whatever the hell is that week.
And we'll tell you some of our favorite whatever the
Yeah,
hell
yeah.
it is that week.
That's what we're doing here. That's what we're engaged in.
That's how it works.
Yeah.
And now we will take a sneak peek of this coming weekend's goodie, which is
a short
the
short
aforementioned
goodie. Look at that. Look at that. Let's move out of the way of the artwork. Hey, that's the Intruder 2 comic cover. And guess who that is? That's Tom 4. So the Intruder 2 comic, which we're going to show you a spot for in a second, is going to premiere November 7th.
Everyone's holding up
November
fingers.
7th. And it will be available on Toonami.com for you to peruse in its entirety on that day. And basically it is a side story / prequel to what happens in The Intruder. It doesn't really connect directly, but it is an adventure that Tom, 4D, and Flash have, wherein they encounter a version of The Intruder. So if you've been
The Intruder.
Yeah, if you've been curious as to what D and Flash and Tom have been doing since they leaving the Toonami broadcast in 2008, this is one of many adventures that they've been having because they're still out there. So this comic took a long time to come together. It was going to be a bunch of different things. I kept changing my mind, frankly. We kept scrapping it. But I'm really happy with the way this one came out, and I hope you guys will agree it's a fun little adventure for Tom 4 fans, of which I know there aren't many, but you know, it's a free comic. What are you going to do?
And then this is the spot telling you how to get it,
So
which will be
let's check it out.
in a week.
You waited. Then you waited some more. But now it's time for the Toonami comic. Tom 4 faces down the Intruder. Check it out at Toonami.com/comic. November 7th.
And it's called Tom 4 Redemption. Not that there's no real redemption happening. We just thought it was
It's
a cool sounding name.
It looks good on the
To be
comic.
honest, that's really all it is. So, yeah, that comic, if you're really into the idea of the Intruder, this is another Intruder adventure with the previous Tom that I think you guys might think is fun. And that comes out the same day as the Toonami app. So you're going to be quite busy leading up to the Intruder if you're a Toonami fan.
Toonami app's earlier, right?
Or maybe it isn't. I don't know.
Toonami app's the second.
Oh, Toonami app's the second. So the week before you get the app, you can play around with that.
Toonami app, November
Comic.
2nd. Comic, November 7th. Intruder 2, November 7th, midnight.
Yeah, it's going to be
Kicking
a
it off.
busy time for Toonami fans.
We probably should memorize those dates better than we have.
We can just make the shit and let other people memorize the dates.
Cool. Sounds like a plan.
So then we're going to wrap this one up. This is a short episode if you're going to be done now.
But you're not going to be done now.
You're not going to be done because people have been asking us, do I need to know the story of the original Intruder to follow along with this one? The answer is definitely not. That would be stupid. It's 15 years later. And also,
picks
it's
up
not
right where the Intruder
it's not that
left
big of
off.
a story, anyways. We're not talking like Shakespeare. So, but we thought it would be nice if anybody wants to see it. There is a remastered. Fans have done a remastered version of the original Intruder, just putting the whole story together. It's about 20 minutes. If you want to see it, we're going to just say goodbye here and let it run. So, if you're interested, Intruder is coming up, the original. If you're not, thanks for watching, and we appreciate your time, and we look forward to talking to you guys next week.
See ya.
Yeah, you know, on the phone they act one way, but what they write is totally different. I mean, what does she know? Huh, bubble-headed. They're not even in color.
Well, intruder alert.
What are you talking about?
I'm serious. Intruder alert.
Stop it and send in the clients. What is...
The hull has been breached. In the aft, on the 49th level, starboard side. I've sealed it off.
I'm going out there. right through the hull. We know where it is?
No idea. It doesn't show up. There's massive system disruption back there.
Any idea what it is?
No.
Okay, well, the hole is sealed, but keep the doors closed. I'm gonna go down there and check this thing out.
Tom?
Any readings?
No.
What then?
Please be careful. I've no idea what this thing is.
You worry too much. Open it up. Lights. Whoa, those lights are out?
They shouldn't be.
Hit the emergency lights.
Tom?
Hey, will you get me a jetpack out here?
On the way. What happened?
No idea. Let's see it.
The whole thing?
Yeah. Hey, you know where it is?
Yes, it's still on 49, but it's kind of on 48 and 50.
What?
It's growing.
Okay.
It keeps eating the Clydes.
Man, could have been handled better. This is the weirdest day. What does this thing want?
Tough to say. It ate through the hull quite easily. Maybe it's just hungry. It's formless.
How did I get blasted?
Carelessness.
Thanks. Now what do we do?
It's moving.
Where?
Heading down the ship's skeleton towards the starboard engine.
Sweet. Has it left the room on 49?
Affirmative.
I'm going down there. Whoa.
blaster. Come on.
Wait a minute. Hold on. Let's,
It's eating through the ship, almost to the starboard engine. We need to stop it now.
Okay. I'm on my way.
Almost there. Tom?
Yeah?
Other way.
Right.
You know what? Come with me. Go check it out. Hey, go check it out. Oh man, this thing's got a lot bigger.
I can't feel that door.
I don't think I can stop this thing.
Tom? Tom? Initiate activation sequence. Downloading Tom Matrix. Tom 2 online. Tom, can you hear me? Tom, I can't open that door. I need you on the bridge.
All right. This thing is officially making me crazy.
Whoa. What's going on?
You were destroyed.
What? I got destroyed.
Tom, the intruder has completely taken over the starboard engine. It's eating it as we speak. There's not much time.
Okay, so what do?
The starboard engine is totally inoperative. We have to cut that thing loose before it eats the whole ship.
You gotta be kidding me.
No, I'm not. We've run out of options.
But...
No, we've already lost a Tom and an engine. This is getting costly.
So what do I do?
You have to set charges on the starboard wing. One on the outside, one on the inside.
Why don't you set the one on the inside?
Because, Tom, I can't move.
Alright, let's get this show on the road.
23.
That was easy enough.
3, 2, 1. The nearest station is 3 light years from here.
Great, right in our backyard.
There.
Punch it. Call him. Star Power, this is the Absolution.
Hello, Absolution.
We're on our way to you as we speak. I've lost an engine, so it may take a while. Can I get parts and service?
One moment, please.
Parts and service.
Yeah, hi, this is the Absolution, L-Class Deep Space Explorer. We've lost our starboard engine and we need a replacement. So we won't be there for about a month.
Okay, then you want design?
I'd like to get the same ones we had.
Well, the model you guys been recalled.
Why?
Well, they're unstable after about 2 years. You'll get fluctuation in intermittent power output.
Well, we never had any problem.
Listen, buddy, I got calls on hold. You want designs or what?
Okay, what else you got?
Take a look.
We'll call you back.
Sure thing.
Sarah, which one do you like?
I don't know. Either way, we've got to get 2.
Yeah, they all look pretty good.
If only there was an easy way to pick.
Parts and service?
Hello.
Hey, this is the Absolution. We're ready. Can we get 2 of the Talon STs?
I thought you guys were going to go for those Harbor.
Hey, the people have spoken. We need a pair of the STs.
Oh, yeah, well, it's going to take a while, though.
Whatever.
All right, I'll get the bots up there right away.
head out. You ready?
Yes. New engines are online.
I can't wait to open these babies up.
Absolution, you're cleared for launch.
Acknowledged.